rocking back from the desert. AJ's whole team's in here, at least the desert squad. You guys can introduce yourselves.
What's up, man? I'm Cello. I'm the hype man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm saying.
Hey, man, that's the Flavor Flav.
Elvis. I'm from Mexico. Nayarit.
Andrew to be from Vegas. Abdul Latif from Watford.
This man is Tim Mayhem Moden, man, one of the sparring partners.
Well, yeah, so you're a sparring partner.
I'm out here so I won't get fined.
This man is a smoky beard right here. He makes the best barbecue in Saudi, maybe in the world.
What's cute?
So you've been feeding AJ sparring partners barbecue the whole week.
I bet you Rahim too.
Wait, so you're the only sparring partner?
No, I'm a sparring partner. And Elvis in the back. Elvis is a sparring partner. And Andrew Tabiti is a sparring partner.
Oh,
so you
wow.
got 3 of the 4 sparring partners in the car.
All right, so we're racing back on weigh-in day. Everybody has had a huge meal. Everybody's pet camels. Everybody chilled in the camp. Like, this Saudi experience is wild. But I want to know about what happened in camp before everything got to be festive this week. Like, just tell me the story about how you ended up in the camp. This is actually the first time I've seen you as part of the team, and I've been covering AJ for years now.
So I got into camp just by pestering his social media. So I was at his social media for the first fight, and it didn't go through. It didn't work. And so the second fight came around. You know, long story short, we got to get an exclusive interview from Radio Rahim. But long story short, I pestered him. I had all of my followers from Louisville pester Eddie Hearn, Joshua, and at the same time, I looked on Google for Anthony Joshua's team, and I found David Ganza. He was sitting next to Anthony Joshua. Joshua had his arms around him, and this is right after he won the title against Vladimir Klitschko, I think. That was the picture. So seen David Ganza, messaged him on Instagram, and then Eddie Hearn inboxed me, and he told me, we'll be in touch. We like what we see. And KD messaged me the next day, asked me if I had a passport. Didn't have a passport. So I had to jump on a flight to Chicago. Got on a flight to Chicago, was in Chicago for 6.5, 7 hours. Got my passport, took a picture of it, sent it to KD. And he told me, can I be on a plane in 2 weeks to come to camp? And it was a week, 2 weeks, one of those two. But anyway, I just knew I had to grind for that 2 weeks, work double shifts. Me and my fiance saved up money, man, jumped on a plane, went out to the UK, and the rest is history, man. Been in camp since September 22nd.
Now, you told me that you patterned your skills after Andy Ruiz.
Definitely.
What was it about his style that made you think, hey, this is a way that I can pursue heavyweight boxing myself?
His pressure, man. He's got relentless pressure. He's a pressure fighter, and he boxes well. Moves on the angles, and he was just having so much success against these bigger guys that I knew that I wasn't trained from the beginning to fight like Mike Tyson. I wasn't trained from the beginning to fight like David Tua. I like those guys, but I didn't pattern my style after them. I had more of a stand-up boxing style, and being a shorter heavyweight, I had to find somebody who had a lot of success as boxing as a shorter heavyweight. And at the time, it was Andy Ruiz. I mean, at the time, he was 30-0. This is before, the Joseph Parker fight. So I had watched all of his fights up until the Joseph Parker fight, just patterned my style after him. And it's helped AJ immensely in the camp. Me, Elvis, Drew, we all helped him immensely in this camp. His camp has been great.
So usually when a guy hires sparring partners, they're the same about size, but they have different skills. They bring something different to be worked on.
Right.
Clearly your asset is the pressure, right? Staying in AJ's chest and whatnot.
Exactly.
How is he handling that? I mean, was he able to keep you outside? Were you working tough inside?
Definitely. I mean, the guy's sharp. When you come to camp, to work on everything you can to make the fight easier for you on fight night. He's done nothing but since September 22nd, the man has gotten better every single day. I mean, we go and run sprints together. He's killing us on sprints. I mean, strength and conditioning is amazing. I mean, the vibe is good. Just this camp all around has been great, man. It's a great thing for me to see, and the other guys as well. They'll say the same. You know, it's been awesome.
And
he's gotten better every single day.
Elvis, how did you end up in camp?
With me, it's just a surprise, you know?
Surprise?
Yeah, like,
You mean you woke up all of a sudden, you were in camp? Like,
no, not like that. It was, they called me 8 hours before. Hey, Elvis, you're flying to England. I'm like, well, for what? You're sparring Anthony Joshua. You're going to be in this camp. I was like, okay. So, man, I didn't have time to get my sombrero, my boots, and nothing like that. So I was like, man, I got to pack whatever I can. So I came over here.
Now, obviously, you're of somewhat the same build. You're a solid guy, shorter guy, big guy. But what, boxing-wise, what are you bringing to the table that Joshua needed to work on in camp?
Well, to be completely honest, I didn't practice anything. I didn't come to training like fighting like Andy Ruiz. I'm Mexican, and that's how we fight. So it just came naturally. And when I came in there, I just gave him the pressure. The first time I sparred him, he noticed it. That when he hit me, it didn't matter how many times he hit me. I'm gonna still keep coming forward because that's the way I fight.
That's
it doesn't
what
matter
Mexicans
who you
do.
are, I'm not gonna respect you, and I'm gonna keep coming forward.
Now, when you hit him, how did he recover? How is the defense being improved?
For him, at first, he was still struggling. He was struggling with the pressure. Like he was struggling with keeping his distance. I would always get into my range where I wanted him to be at. And as the camp kind of progressed, he got better. He started using his distance and started keeping me away. You know, keeping me from getting close. And it was working.
And we got one more sparring partner in the back.
Andrew the Beast, Tabidi.
The Beast,
How you doing?
Tabidi.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, you're a bit different build. I mean, anybody who's sparring heavyweight fighter is going to be solid, going to have some size on them. But
Right.
you're not quite shaped the same as these other two fellas.
Right.
So
Call me
I
fat.
can assume, correct me if I'm wrong, that maybe speed is your factor.
Yeah,
Maybe
you know,
you're doing
the
a little
speed-
bit
the
more
speed-
boxing.
Yeah, the speed and just the technical boxing, that Andrew Ruiz brings. I can basically mimic that, and it been doing well.
Now, everyone's commented on, and we can all see that Joshua's brought his size down a bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's obviously still a muscular guy. He's going to be longer. He's going to be taller. He still has a lot more muscle, but less muscle than he had in the first fight.
Right.
How much of that speed do you think has increased in this camp? And how did you see, were you able to push him around? Was the boxing something that, at least in the beginning of camp, was playing to your advantage?
I just came in. We just helped each other with the technical boxing, and I wasn't really trying to push him around. Nothing. It was just we just keep each other mind sharp. That's what we was working on. Keeping them sharp, keeping them seeing the punches, the fast punches, and the combinations and stuff like that. But his speed is pretty good. He actually surprised me. He has real good power, but his power just you can see his punches coming out of nowhere. You can't see them. So I believe he's gonna do real good this fight.
And what about the conditioning? We see Joshua doing all kind of calisthenics, all kind of cardio. And with a leaner body, you would think that part of that is so that for 12 rounds you can keep the same pace. How is the conditioning at the beginning and then throughout camp? Did it increase? Is he strong 12 rounds all the way through?
Well, it seemed like the later rounds he actually gets better.
Yeah, he comes on.
He seems like he's a lot stronger, a lot more swift, and and we changed. It's changing different sparring partners. One sparring partner doing 4 rounds, and another one doing 4 rounds. So so that shows you his stamina is pretty good right now because in the later rounds he's actually getting a lot. It seems like he's a lot more fit, and he's well put together.
Now, there's a story that went around last week, and only you guys really would know the truth of it. And in the first fight, before the first fight, there was all this talk, all these whispers that Joshua had a concussion, Joshua got knocked out in sparring, that his camp was bad, his dad was upset about that. Was any of that true or part of this camp or anything that was discussed from the gate?
We wasn't there for the first one.
Right.
So can't really speak on it because we wasn't there.
But for this camp,
Definitely
fake
not.
news.
Yeah.
Fake news. That
whole
man,
100%.
that man has been 10,000% every single day. He's gotten better every single day. Everything is increased, and you know, these last couple weeks of camp, when you hit that peak and it's time to fight, that man has hit that peak.
And whoever said they knocked him out in camp, they lying, man. They just lying.
Haters, stop hating.
Stop hating. AJ Boxing, 258
Man.
Management.
Yeah.
258 AJ
man.
Boxing, man. That's all
Y'all
day.
tripping.
Stop hating.
A guy puts together a camp and they call themselves a team for a reason,
That's
because it's
right.
supposed to be cohesive. Everybody's supposed to have everybody's back.
That's right.
Where's the leak? Somebody is talking out of school.
We don't
There
know.
is no leak.
It's
They're
the-
called creative writers.
Yeah.
The internet.
What he
Yeah.
said. What he
The
said.
internet.
Too many people can speak nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
We
And
too
too
much.
many followers.
We too much. When you come into camp, man, we've been told that this is one of his best camps thus far.
It's
We
a brotherhood.
everybody like this, man.
Well, that brings me to the part about boxing that's not physical. And any fighter, especially a champion, will tell you that boxing, sometimes they say is 90%, sometimes they say 80%, but always a vast majority is mental. So this camp, having been the first time that he's been a challenger since he won his first world title, what was his mental stability like, and how much did he lean on you guys to support him in that way and encourage him for success?
You know, when the old lion keeps winning and beating people over and over again, you know, sometimes they become what do you call it? Settled. You know, good, okay, and sometimes it takes a young lion to give him a little nudge for them to get that hunger back, and that's what happened. Ruiz came in, and you know, maybe AJ was content with being, you know, the champion. He was just on cruise control, and when he fought Ruiz, man, he had to downshift. He downshifted, and he's back in the gear, man. That hunger is crazy. You know, when he shadow boxes and when he's talking to you, he's looking through you, man. The focus is so sharp, he's looking through you. It's crazy. When
Now,
you
this
talk
mu-
to him, it's crazy.
This might be a good question for the hype man, since you ain't throwing no punches, ain't taking
I'm not
no
doing
shots,
nothing.
but you got a team gear on. You out here in the desert, eating with the Habibis. What is it that you say to Joshua that gets him hype? What is it you're bringing to the table, bro?
What I bring to the table, man, is just positive energy, man. I love all the brothers. You know what I'm saying? When I came out here, Joshua, KD, Nas showed mad love. And
Banga.
I'm Andrew Tabiti brother / manager. But what happened is I just bring energy. When I come through, I bark. I'm loud. I'm aggressive, and I just bring that grittiness. I make them want to get it. That's it. I pull the dog out of the fighters. That's all.
When it's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
when it's 7 a.m. and we don't feel like doing no them hill sprints
That's
and them
right.
sprints,
And you hear the
you know
it's time to go. It's time to work, baby.
You get it in
It's
gear,
time to work.
go.
You
That's
hype
all.
everybody.
Hey, that's what we're doing.
Now
Now-
I'm gonna do the 2 weeks.
Now, by far, Anthony Joshua's oldest and personal friend is also on the ride with us. So why don't you just introduce yourself and how you and Joshua became so close?
Well, obviously, both coming from Watford.
Tell me your name because it's been a long
So,
time.
obviously, Abdul Latif, my name. Call me Lats, aka Latif. Yeah, so basically, we both come from Watford, small town outside London, and we literally just been through so much together growing up. You know, I've seen him from, you know, on the roadside to changing his life, and obviously for me, being in his life for such a long time. I don't really deal with the boxing aspect of his side because he's got such great people like these guys around him. So for me, it's just about you know, just chilling, taking his mind away from that because you don't want to hear boxing 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So when I come, you know, to the camp and whatnot, it's just about chilling, relaxing, you know, keeping them at ease. You know, and that's about it, man. You know.
So, not being a boxing guy, you have to have somewhat of a different reaction when you see your good friend, somebody you've known your whole life and have a different kind of relationship with, go through adversity like Joshua had to have been feeling when he lost the fight against Ruiz. Like, when that fight's done, and like he's out of the locker room, at home, settled in, what's that conversation like? Like,
Do you know what it is? Like I say, it's the same thing. Take his mind away from boxing. You know, realize this is life. Make him realize, this is all part of life. It's the game of life, and hardships come for everybody. You know, everyone, no matter you rich, poor, everyone gets hardships. You know, so I just, like I say, just keep it mellow, keep him grounded. He keeps me grounded also, and just keeping the unity there through thick and thin.
People who don't know him, people who are always looking from the outside, trying to psychoanalyze what they can see from video, are like, well, maybe he took that loss too good. Maybe he was like relieved to have lost, or wasn't bothered by losing his titles.
Only time will tell, you know. Only time will tell. Like these guys have seen how he is in the gym. Like, that should show how he's taking it. You know, actions speak louder than words. So, like I say, Saturday we'll see. We'll see how he takes it.
Lastly on that, even the camp in Miami, which we all kind of laugh about because everybody knows it's real hard to work real hard in Miami. So this time around, on the personal tip, these guys know what the boxing is. But you're probably the guy that, if he does going to go to the club, you're going to get the call. If he's going to be out like hanging, chilling, doing these kind of things, you're probably the guy standing next to him.
Expose me, man.
I hate to break it to you, but as soon as we look at the video, we're like, oh, that's that guy. So this camp, for you, this camp compared to the first camp, what was the differences?
Well, like I said, I'm not really around the camp, so I'm not really around him boxing, so I can't really tell you how he's changed his, aggression and his ability throughout the camp. I can't really say that, but I can judge on his mind, and his mind, like everyone sees it, he's tunnel vision right now. I don't think he's ever looked like this before, as focused as he is now. He knows he's on a mission, and he's on a mission to conquer. That's all I know, you know what I'm saying? So, boy, I wish Andy Ruiz the best after this fight, but he's got to know he's got war coming to him, man, like on another level.
Now,
On another level, boy.
Everyone's always going to be interested in, like I was, in what you're doing for Joshua. But what has Joshua done for you? This experience that you've had with him, this is the first camp, is definitely the biggest fight of his career because the most hangs in the balance when you're trying to reclaim your titles. What has this experience meant to you? How has it enriched your life, or what kind of sacrifices had you had to make to be a part of this? Talk to me about that.
Well, I know definitely for me, it's my first camp, and this is, you can't get any bigger than this. You know what I mean? You got a unified heavyweight championship fight, and it's my first camp. This has done wonders for me. I see how not only a 5-star champion heavyweight fighter does it, but a world-class cruiserweight and another world-class heavyweight. I see how these world-class fighters at the level that I want to be at, how they do things, how they run, how they work out, how they eat, you know what I mean? So it's taken my game, and I feel like it's elevated me above the guys that haven't had the opportunity to be in these camps higher than them. I feel like when I get back, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to be 10-0, 15-0, at the snap, the drop of a pen, man, easy, because I see what it takes, and I see that I do have the skills to do so. So it's definitely elevated me thus far.
Now, being a hype man is probably a lot of people's dream job. Seems like it's not that much work. It's always fun. You get everybody going, and then you get to chill and go to camp and do all the fun parts. But in addition to that, if that's even true, what has it brought to your life to be in Anthony Joshua's life, and to have, if not responsibility, certainly him depending on you sometimes to lift the spirits, to keep the camp energy high, to keep everybody positive? What is it doing for you?
For me, personally, I feel like it just showed me another side of camaraderie and brotherhood. It showed me that even these guys that's on that elite level still show love. Like Joshua, man, he got a lot of love for people. And in this camp, that's all I seen. I seen a lot of love. I seen a lot of brotherly love, man. And they took care of us. Hotels, food, all of those things matter. And they just made sure we was good at all times. And me personally, another thing is that as far as my brother, Andrew the Beast, Tabiti, just giving him that opportunity. That to me, that's taking care of us as well. But I'll let him speak on that.
Elvis, you're an interesting case because you're Mexican. And Josh was fighting a Mexican. And as we all know that are in boxing, it can be cultural, it can be divisive in that way, racially, nationally. A lot of times fights are promoted on those bases. Have you been getting any stick, any, beef from your community for helping Joshua prepare to beat a Mexican brother?
Actually, I have.
You have?
Yeah, I had a couple comments saying that I was a traitor and stuff like that. I'm getting a lot of little heat, but for the most part, my state's the ones that are really proud of me. So everybody from my home state, Nayarit, Santiago Escuintla, that's where I'm from, they're showing me a lot of love. But like I said, I don't really know Ruiz, and this is business. And at the end of the day, I'm actually a real born Mexican. I'm born in Mexico, and him, he's a pocho, that's what we call him. He's born in the States.
Hold on. Now, it's tough. I'm gonna let that lead lie between the brothers. But okay, so like you said, it's business and whatnot. But what has this experience done for you? Like, you're not doing it so that you can trade against another Mexican brother or race trade or anything stupid.
Yeah,
like
no.
You're doing it for how it can enrich your life and what not only you can bring to the camp, but what
Exactly.
this experience can do for you. So talk to him about what your true motivation is for doing the job that you're doing.
My true motivation for this is the experience. I want to know what level I need to be competing in boxing, because this is the top of the level when it comes to sparring Anthony Joshua, and I want to know what it takes to get up there. And seeing what he does and seeing what he eats and how he trains, that opens my eyes to see for my future as well.
And then you're in camp with family, right? It's not just Joshua
Yeah.
helping, but also you're probably the only person who has a sibling in
Yeah.
camp with you.
Yeah.
So I guess first, talk to me about what the relationship is like between the two of you, both working in the same camp, in this very, very unique field, and then how it's enriched your life to not just be able to work with Anthony Joshua, but to be able to work with your brother at such an elite level and something that so few people would ever have the opportunity to do.
It's my brother. We grew up together. Man, love him to death. He always had my back. I suffered my first loss. So, he's the only one that, just stayed down. Always wearing the beast gear. Called me every single day. Made sure I was good. I didn't have nobody. The lonely nights I didn't have nobody. And it was a blessing from God that Joshua called me. KD called me or whatever, and they come out here and spar with Joshua. I feel like me and him went through the same thing, and I feel like, man, it's it really brought motivation, and I just appreciate Joshua, man, for coming out, because at first I didn't know why they want me. I'm a cruiserweight. I'm more of a boxer. I don't understand, but I looked at Ruiz style and I was like, okay. But for them to come pick me out of all the fighters they could have got, it was a blessing. And we basically went through the same thing this year. And me being a part of his comeback is real cool, man. And I'm just very appreciative.
Now, fellas, we're racing to the Fonzo Hotel. We trying to get the weigh-ins popping. Like, Joshua's waiting for you. The whole world is waiting for me. But if Joshua can hear you now, his team in the vehicle coming to the camp, coming to the stage to fire it up, light him up. Let him hear you out there, bro.
Two times. Oh yeah, let's go, baby.
Radio Rahim with Team Joshua, Team 2-Time, Team AJ. We'll see everybody at the weigh-in in just a minute. Thank you for being candid and honest and open, brothers. Always a pleasure to talk to you and all the boxing family here in Saudi. This Saturday night, Joshua versus Ruiz 2. Let's get it.
Let's get it.